Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Airtight, kicking off Series 4 of these classic reviews that I've been doing. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy. I am missing the hose that goes to his mouth and obviously to his backpack. I do have everything else, and he's actually in really good condition. This is not my original. I do have my original somewhere. Actually, I know exactly where he's at. He's downstairs. But just not in nearly as good a condition as this guy. But we're going to take a look at it. Look at the detail. I'm not sure how much detail there is put after you get through the midsection in the backpack and the weapon. But we're going to look and see, because maybe there's a lot of things that we missed. That's the whole reason why I do these. Reviewing the classified stuff compared to the O-ring stuff, I've noticed all these little details that I never knew existed in the O-ring. So I wanted to go back and start reviewing all the figures that I have, and it also has helped complete some of the collection, because especially after Series 5, there's a huge drop in what I don't have. And even throughout it, throughout the series, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I am missing. But anyway, we're looking at this. We're going to take a look at him. Tell me a story. Did you have this guy? Maybe this is like one of those ones you didn't want. He's big, he's bright, he's yellow. No one really wants him. But your grandma and grandpa bought him for you. And you're like, I'm going to take him. And then he ended up being like your favorite character. I don't know. It's your story. So anyway, we're going to get into it. But before we do, please, if you like this type of content, you like going back in time and looking at these classic figures, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe classic review. Alright, so here we have Airtight, and as I always like to do, I always like to look at the accessories first. So unfortunately, the one thing that I am missing is there's a hose, alright, that plugs into the back of the helmet right there. It's just one piece. Oops. It plugs in here, and then it plugs directly into there. So there's nothing I can do about that. I don't have it, and that is one of those more expensive pieces. So looking at his backpack here now, again, I never really understood. Is he supposed to be sucking in chemicals, or is he shooting out chemicals? If he is shooting out chemicals, he definitely is more for war crime than anything. So we got two fans here. So I'm assuming he's going to be sucking stuff. Sucking the... I think that sounds awful. Sucking up the chemicals. Obviously, he's protected as well as possible. So, but when you look at this, you see some mechanics in here that's going to be running this device, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that's going on to it, along with the piece where the hose is supposed to sit to. Then we have this hose here, and you can find these. I believe you can get these on Amazon, according to Johnny Reno. Here we have the actual weapon that he has. And again, I don't know how to explain what this is. It kind of looks like my little shark vacuum that I use to clean the carpets. So it's just going to suck in. I'm assuming it sucks in. We're going to go with that. Right there. I don't know what this is up here. It does have two handles, so we can use it to clean the carpets, clean the drapes. I mean, that's all that I see it. Or it's a little steamer anyway. But that's Airtight. That's what comes with his weapons. As for the actual figure itself, he has a fairly large helmet for his head. And again, there's the two spots right there. That's going to plug into there. We got the black stripe that runs over. Nice gas mask. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be a visor, as he wants to be completely protected. But when you look at the eyes, it's just two little dots, the same as we always talk about, or I always talk about, and then just right over on the top. As for his suit, it's clearly one of those like hazmat style suits that you're going to have, but he has the ventilation system right here. And this all plugs in, not all plugs in, but all looks like it's supposed to go together. So you do have kind of like a plate carrier, but you can see the detail right across there. And then you have this piece here, which I would assume also plugs into the backpack, or at least it's supposed to. Then you look here, you can see there's a bunch of different devices. Looks like maybe there's a knob here. Some other things that are probably just going to monitor everything that's going on. So here we have the... I mean, there's really nothing on his... there's really nothing on his On his arms, you get down to these nice little gloves, and you can see the design that's put into it. And I don't know, is that a paint issue? I don't know, it's like a little round piece right there. It's just a paint. No, there's actually two of them. I don't know. I never really noticed that. So, and it's the same on this side too. There's nothing there though. And then we have the belt. Okay, you can see the nice belt buckle right there. But no belt loops. And it does bother me that there's no belt loops here. Also made in Hong Kong on his buttocks. And then he's going to have the same suit going down. A couple of pouches on both sides. Alright. And then you just have the boots. This is cuffed in there. You obviously want to make sure that no chemicals are going to get into it to infect the skin. As for the articulation with an O-ring, we talked about this numerous times. He can look down, and he can, I guess, look a little up, and then side to side. Really nothing else that you can do. You got a perfect T-pose. This figure is actually pretty tight, so I'll be careful. Tight T-pose. Shoulders are going to swivel right there. 90-degree elbow bend, and then obviously you have your swivel on battle grip. The O-ring here, if you don't know what an O-ring is, it's that ring right there. It's a rubber band. He can twist side to side, move that way. As for the Jean-Claude Van Damme, that's about how far he can go. Be very careful because you do not want to break out these crotches. And then he gets a perfect L pose, and then you get the wonderful 90-degree knee. Just like every other O-ring. Now as for arming him up, they just kind of fix this. This is just going to plug on directly into here. And hopefully you're lucky enough that you have the hose that's going to go there. And his hand is normally big enough that you can drop the gun into it. Or whatever you want to call this. But I seem to be having a little bit of an issue. There we go. So that just pops right in. I'm not going to try and get it into here because that thumb will snap completely. Again, a really weird figure to kind of have. I know everyone talks about, you know, with the classified, how they want military. It's not military. This isn't realistic. Well, I don't know. I'm looking at Airtight here, and I'm not going to say he seems all that realistic. But anyway. Can I get him to even... I know I always have him standing. There we go. So, there he is. your classic review of Airtight. Alright, there you go. That is Airtight. Alright. A very unique figure. No real weapon. I didn't know if this was supposed to suck in chemicals. Is he supposed to put chemicals out there? I mean, if he's putting chemicals out into the world to stop Cobra, I mean, we affectionately call blowtorch war crime. This is true war crime if he's actually putting out mustard gas and stuff into the ventilation of Cobra. Now, if he's sucking in what Cobra's doing and filtering it out, then maybe he's an actual hero. I don't know. I didn't even think about that till just now, because I don't think about war crimes other than for blowtorch. But anyway, we're gonna get into this. Or no, we've already got into this. But I want to hear something maybe really like this figure. I know he was pretty popular in the cartoon. I'm gonna predict that Super 7 is gonna do an Airtight without a mask on, which will actually be pretty cool. Unfortunately, it'll probably have way less detail than a 1980s figure because, well, Super 7. But I'm going to get out of here. I've talked long enough. You stayed this long. Please, if you like this, take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. But you're just like, hey, I need more of this because I like going back in time. Well, guess what? I'm going to drop another classic review I've done there. And down here will be the playlist of all the classic reviews that I've done. Take care.